Yo, what's going down, Commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine today. Right, we've got the War Commander team Q&A, question and answers. So no one's put their name to this, but I'm going to guess it's probably Friendly Fixer that's answered these questions. So blame him for it. Thanks so much for everyone that submitted questions. There are some duplicated questions, so we did merge a few together. So question: when you actually going to reduce all those nonsense events and focus on PvP? Answer: we plan on focusing on PvP improvements over the spring and summer. They didn't actually answer the question. They didn't answer the question there at all. They was asking about the nonsense. Oh, fuck. How do I get rid of that blue? Yeah. They was asking about the nonsense events as well. Just typing in about PvP isn't answering the actual question itself. So that feels a bit stupid. Question: what inspires you when making the next unit for a faction in the game, i.e. Corpus, Sentinels, Ranger, and now Equinox? Right, there's a word in here that I can't pronounce. I know I can't. I've tried it, and I just can't. When making a new unit, we focus around a couple of key pillars. What has the game been missing? What has the faction in question been missing? And what sort of real life? I can't pronounce that, so I'm not going to bother. Can we pull from it? Pull from two, so the players can easily grasp the role of a unit. Sometimes these ideas can definitely get a bit more wild. When players see someone like Omen floating along, it's pretty clear he's some sort of robot wizard. Don't tell the Sentinels I know this. What? This isn't the place to be joking. We're not interested in your silly little jokes. We want the questions answered without the bullshit, without the filler. Just answer the questions. And to be honest with you, it feels like that question there was asked by a Kixeye employee rather than a player. I don't think anyone really gives a shit. If they're not going to give us the factions back, who really gives a shit about faction units anymore? Tell me. So that question's, it don't need to be answered. Anyway, for heroes, we'll either base the idea off its respective faction and or pull from real life example. Once we get a bit of inspiration for the character, ideas tend to flow pretty freely, and we then use that to help define the visual differences in the in-game units between the faction and units and its heroes. Again, that question feels like no one asked. It feels like Kixeye put that question in so they could answer it themselves. But why are we asking about factions if we've got no fact? We can't change factions, so that it no longer matters what faction a unit is anymore. It's a pointless question. Right. Is there any plans to boost older unique units such as the Juggernaut, Blackout, War Rig to be viable options? Answer: we love the idea of bringing back old uniques and have brought some of them up to meta at various times in the past via Diamond Tech. We are investigating methods of upgrading these units that will allow them to be useful again, but without disrupting the economy. There we go. The economy and the game balance that your new units have. The last thing we would want to do is to invalidate new unique or to upgrade an old unique only to have them to be useless. What they're saying here is if they update an old unique and it's better than the newer unique, the chances of players coining the newer unique that they've spent time developing, that is the problem. They're saying we're not going to update the old uniques because we want you to coin the new uniques. That's basically the be-all and end-all of that answer. Everything, this stinks of desperation, guys. It really does. Right, question. There are a few questions about scripting. So this is a catch-all answer and a bit of an update on our efforts. They're actually answering that. That isn't the question. They're actually answering the question in the question itself. The question is, no, there is no question there. The question should be, what are you doing about the cheats? And then give us the answer. Again, someone at Kixeye asked this question themselves. But they're doing it in the first person, so they're answering the question and then answering the question again. Dickheads. We are aware of the existence of the VIP program scripting, and I just want to put that out there. All them players that were saying it's just a gaming keyboard. Like, we ain't all got gaming keyboards. We know how they work. You have to use a program to speed the fucking clicks up, you dirty fuckers. Right, as well as other scripting, and there is some truth to the statement we can't easily differentiate between a valid user click and a scripted one. That doesn't mean it's impossible. We're already implementing some detection methods, and we are going to be addressing many of these available cheats in the near future. When's the near future? Because they said that at the start of the year with Friendly Fixer's big post. They said they was going to stop the cheating or reduce the amount of cheats in the game. Well, the biggest one, the glaring one, is the scripted cheats. And yes, you can detect scripted because the clicks are 1,000 times quicker than any human can possibly do. So that's an easy way to fix anything like that. When the clicks on the map is faster than a human possibly can do. That's where you got to put all your efforts into, is how fast people are clicking. Not slow the clicking down. If it's legit, it's legit. But it's 9 times out of 10, it's just not. So again, they've just washed over this. The question is the answer, and then the answer's the answer in that one. Stupid. Right, question. When are we getting more than 5-story bases? 5-story bases? Do they mean the actual dialogue? And again, this isn't something that any player's fucking asked. And if you say you do, I'm gonna question you about it, because I want to know what the last story was about in the last main event. I bet you don't even have a fucking clue. Right, answer. We likely won't be adding any additional story missions for the main monthly event in the near future, but we are doing a few things to expand the lore in the game. We've added story dialogue to Skirmish to flesh out the heroes, as well as a short story at the beginning of campaigns that we post in the Discord and on social media. We are looking into adding story into Retaliation and Sector Breach as well, although we don't currently have a timeline for that. They're answering questions that maybe one person wants to know the fucking answer to. That storyline in the bottom left-hand corner is a fucking hindrance more than a fucking help. All it is blubbering. It don't actually give the players any tips. So when you do the storyline, if they actually give a player a bit of a tip within the storyline, so this unit might be good against this base, that unit might be good against this base, within the story, people might read it to get a little bit of a tip. But when it's just blubbering and it's just made up bullshit that they're just calling it lore, that's when people turn off. Oh, mate, well, this is fucking stupid. This stinks of desperation. It really does. They're answering their own fucking questions. This isn't something players have asked. Question, why is there not more than one Dozer? We know the answer to that one. Answer, adding a Dozer. Again, this is something that didn't need to be answered. It's been answered fucking every year for the last fucking 12 years. Adding a Dozer would mean adjusting upgrade build times. Upgrade times higher. Defeating the reason players are requesting the second Dozer. What they're saying, and I'm going to reiterate it in layman's terms, they are saying, if we give you a second Dozer, the building upgrades are going to double. So a second Dozer is absolutely of no effect, because you're going to end up with double the upgrade times for buildings. So having one Dozer or 2 Dozers, you're going to end up doing the same thing. The same amount of time. Question: with players able to use logistic upgrade cubes for units, infantry and air units, will we ever see turret bunkers, watchtowers, buildings get the same thing? I think universal building upgrade logistics cubes would help give players a chance to catch up and have a stronger defence for their bases, especially beginners and players who come back to playing the game after being gone for some time. Thank you for your time. What player in the game calls upgrade logistics cubes, upgrade cubes. We don't. We call them upgrade logistics or upgrade tokens. What? So tell me what... Fuck. I've done it again. Oh, shit. Get out of there. What players... Where am I? What players literally asking about them, calling them upgrade cubes? Where was I? I'm somewhere here. Second Dozer. There. No player calls them upgrade cubes. No player in the whole world. So again, this is Kixeye typing out a question and pretending to be a player. This is ridiculous. Right, answer. We are very much considering and wanting to add logistics for buildings. At this time, though, we don't have an ETA on when it will happen. But it's on our radar. So it could happen in 5 years' time, basically. The question was longer than the answer. Right, question. What can be done to reduce upgrade times to so many new units being introduced? The unique units alone have a 30-day upgrade progression, totaling to around 150 days. That's 150 days other units cannot be upgraded because of the building being locked up. That sounds like a question that the players would answer, but they wouldn't answer it in that fashion. Answer. The first thing we've done is offer upgrade logistics that can be purchased with XP in the various events. But we are always considering other options that make upgrading units more accessible, while also maintaining a proper balance and challenge. So they've not answered the question. They've literally not answered the question there. They do offer upgrade logistics, yes, correct. But the only unique unit that we've seen we can purchase upgrade logistics for is the Meteor Storm. And you buy 8 times 4 hour upgrade logistics, which works out to be about 1.5 days of the upgrade circle or cycle, whatever you want to call it. So they've not answered the question here. They don't know the answer to that question. This is ridiculous, guys. This really is. They don't know the answer. They think that they're offering upgrade logistics for the base units or the heroes means that the uniques don't need them. And I think more to the point, I think what they're scared of is missing out on that 50 coin that someone's going to use the upgrade logistics, and that means they ain't going to spend 50 coin on that one level. That's the true answer to that question. Anyway, moving forward. Any plans to revamp the old Spec Ops in the store? Again, this was something that they answered a few months back. Answer, we are adding new ones in retaliation and plan on continuing to do so. In regards to older ones, many don't fit into our current meta gameplay of War Commander. There are several we are considering updating. We don't have a current timeline yet, but we hope to tackle them in the near future. So they're going to start fucking with our special ops. And what they mean is there's ones that don't currently... the current meta of the gameplay. What they mean is probably the shock ops and the other one, the slow-mo. They're probably going to fuck them off. They don't care about the ones no one's using. They only care about the ones that people are using in the events. My God, this is terrible. Right, why does there have to be so much grind? Yeah, let's see if we get an answer to this one. This is a complicated question. It's not that complicated. It isn't. It really isn't that complicated. This is a complicated question because what is grind to one person might just be a general playing to another. Right, okay, so when you've got 5 people saying, I'm enjoying this event, and 10,000 people saying this is too much of a grind, it isn't general play. It's general play to a handful of people and grind to 10,000 people. The grind is there to keep us sat on the game. I don't know why they want us in the game for that long. The only thing I can think of is they're doing something moody. While the game's up, we're logged into the game. There's something moody going on behind the scenes to keep us in the seats, keep us logged into the game for as long as they actually have us logged in for. Right, while War Commander is a free-to-play game, it's not free for us to run it. Renting servers, employing people to design it and engineer it, customer service agents to assist players, and various other costs means we need to ensure the game can make money. This can come in many forms, but from buying cosmetic war paints, 500 coins at a pop, guys. Only small chump change there. Bear with me, I just want to have a cigarette and a mouthful of coffee. Right. Many forms, from buying cosmetic war paints, spending gold on repairs and upgrades, and offers ultimately. We want to strike a balance where players want to play for free and have the ability to do so, and people that want to spend free, feel that there is value in what they're purchasing, what they purchase even. This usually translates into what some consider grind. That exists in many games in one form or another, but the trick is making it fun. Is retaliation fun? Is sector breach fun? Is holdout fun? Even the main event, it's fun for the first hour or two, and then it's just the same thing over and over in a continuous loop. A very small loop as well. It's not like it's quite a rounded loop. It's tiny. It's like a full stop. So in regard, we want to make playing the game fun, but not to burn players out doing similar activities over and over again. That's a lie. It's a fucking lie. We've revamped the structure of the main monthly event to try to add more variety in the targets, and in retaliation, using a single unit at a time to take on the targets. that's their answer to the grind. One unit, restrict the players in what they can use. Fuck's sake. We have other mini games we want to introduce into the various events as well, and we want to cycle different styles and in and out from event to event. So while the grind will always exist, we'll constantly try to make it varied and enjoyable. Trust me, sector skirmish wasn't enjoyable, even by my standard. My bar's pretty high when it comes to grinding shit out. I consider myself tolerant to it, but that event and the units that we was able to use in that event sucked. They fucking sucked. Sorry, Kixeye, but they sucked. You're pumping out units that are not very good, and then asking us to play an event where you've ramped up the fucking, and not only ramped it up, you also pretend that you toned it down a bit when you ramped it up even more. Another dirty trick that you like to use. Anyway, when are all these base layout save features coming? Answer. We are hoping to have this added initially this summer, but we couldn't fit in. So it's not coming out this summer, but we couldn't fit it into the development plan due to how much engineering time it would take. But we do very much want to get it added as soon as we can. So that's another bullshit fucking answer. He come out. See, this is what I'm saying about Friendly Fixer. He come out and he made this big fucking spew about how great he was and how much he was going to change the game. And the only reason the game is still here is because of the players and yada, yada, yada. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's going to be great. You're going to have great fun. And then he told Drake and that fucking other numpty to do a fucking podcast about it. And they done the same spew. Oh, yeah, it's going to be so. And as soon as Drake says cool, by the way, guys, understand it's going to be shit. That's my logic when I see Drake say cool in the Discord or on his podcast. I know it's going to be shit. So yeah, that's a bullshit answer for a bullshit question. Why are the fake bases not being reviewed and removed? It restricts movements and stopping PvP as players are finding it difficult to returning home if they go out and retaliate or raid another sector. This has been a problem for many, many moons, actually. I would like to know the answer to that one. Answer. We recently removed a large number of bases from the game, over 22,000. And we'll continue to do so periodically. I can say that one. It takes time in order to ensure we have as confident as we can be that a base is against the TOS before it's being removed. Okay, I can see the point in that one. That makes sense. But 22,000 base fillers, that's good. It's probably only... How many bases can we get in a sector? 5,000 or so? It's probably only 4 sectors that they've reduced. Question. When are we going to get the next CC upgrade? No one asked this question. No one. Not one person asked this fucking question. Are we ever going to get a update to the mine factory? No one asked. Can we include stats like cryo and others to mines we can use factions against? Eh? Can we include status like cryo and others to the mines we can use factions? This actually looks like a player's done it, asked this question, because it makes no sense. You got to remember that most of the legendary units are in any status effect doesn't affect them. Cryo's one of them, slow. So that it makes no sense. Answer, planned for August, September. That's when the CC comes out every year, by the way, guys. We are considering changing up mines, but nothing has... They're not considering shit. But nothing has been determined at this time on how. As for factions, there's no plans to bring back faction alignment. But we do plan on releasing free skins for your command center. No way. Fucking skins. Command center that are faction themed. You'll also be able to show your alignment that way. Kixeye. You just love kicking yourself up the fucking arse. There's no point in having factions in the game if we can't align with a faction. So bringing out a new faction is absolutely of no fucking consequence to the players. So Equinox is just a bullshit fucking thing for Equinox. Same with the rest of them, Corpus, Survivors and Sentinels. It's all bullshit. What's the point of factions if we can't align with them? Oh. Dear me, I don't know if I can continue reading this. Question, when will this repair on the map free repair tunes be fixed? That's a good question. I don't want to snipe 100 tunes over and over, which are free repair. Let people coin tunes on the map, but never the ones which are free repair. We all want that to be fixed. No more free repair tunes on the map. Thank you. An answer, this is something we are planning on addressing when we get to the PvP improvements. Well, it is almost summer, isn't it? It should be something that they're fixing right now. We want to introduce over the spring summer. We're in spring, and we're not. And that is it. No, that wasn't helpful. A lot of this felt like it was Kixeye employees answering their own questions. It didn't feel like play. A handful of them in there were, but not all. A lot of them were just stuff that I feel Kixeye were trying to push onto the players rather than the players asking about it. It's very strange. It as I said earlier, it stinks of desperation. It stinks of, well, we need to get some players back on side. I can tell you exactly how to get the players back on side. Remove retaliation. This is golden. I will give you a golden fucking goose egg. Remove retaliation. Hold that back into the event structure. Then what you do is you rotate skirmish and sector breach. So 1 month we do a skirmish, 1 month we do a sector breach. Then with the freed up week where sector breach or skirmish is missing, you add warpath. And that event is a pick and choose event. That's an event where you can go, okay, I will play that event or I won't play that event, freeing up your weekend. So we go back to a free event weekend with a warpath, a PvP event attached midway through or half the way through, quarter the way, whatever. And that way you will appease the players in some respective, where you're removing one grindy restricted event Actually, 2 with retaliation. You're rotating skirmish and sector breach by monthly. And retaliation is gone. Just get rid of that fucking junk altogether because no one fucking enjoys that. Anyway, I'll leave it there. It's embarrassing. That's all I can say. It's embarrassing from the game team. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.